Hey y'all, welcome back to Floating Hands on the internet. So today, I know I just did a video on this, but the last 24 hours have been crazy. And so I was watching my video from like last month about, when TS12 was just a rumor, and I said a bunch of things, but mainly that I'd be shocked if she was releasing it this soon. And I said anything's possible. She was always writing music, and so I obviously it's coming, right? And so maybe I just got that wrong. But I also follow a lot of people like the Swiftologist who really deep dive into her and, are pretty accurate on what they say in their predictions. And the Swiftologist was saying that they think this was leaked, and this was not planned. Like, this rollout was not planned. And so I'm kind of curious on that. But yeah, we're gonna pull some cards. This is all for alleged and entertainment purposes only. If you want a free reading from me, email me at floatinghands@gmail.com with your picture, your prompt, and your birthday. This is always for alleged and entertainment purposes only. I just want to kind of see, like, was this the original plan? Was it leaked? And then we'll just pull some fundies cards, and maybe we'll check in with her and Travis. I don't know. Okay. So, was it leaked? Was this the original rollout plan? And then I'll pull a third one for what's the main vibe going to be of this album, now that we know the title, at least in the color scheme. Was this leaked? Was it leaked, forcing them to, Okay. Was this the original rollout plan? And the main vibe of the album. No. Okay. Okay, so when I asked, was it leaked? I got the Page of the Swords card, which is kind of like manipulation tactics. Yeah, I'd say there's a good chance that there was some leakage. Now, I don't know how quickly they kind of had to pull this together. I don't know if the podcast was the original way they were going to release this. Great marketing, though, if they did. But I do think that there could have been some, because this card is literally about, like, people sharing your information. Yeah, I do think it was leaked. How quickly they had to act, I don't know. But I do think that there was some, I don't want to use the word leakage, that sounds so gross, but yeah, I definitely think that this kind of pushed their hand, this kind of forced their hand one way or another. Was this kind of rollout the original plan? I mean, yeah, I do think the podcast thing, the King of Wands, that's about power and authority. You're in power. I mean, that's also Taylor. She's a Sagittarius, right? So I do think that this was the plan all along with the podcast. I just think they had to do it quicker than they had anticipated. And then for the main vibe of the album, I pulled the Chariot card in the reversal, which is interesting because that's about, like, stagnation. So I guess I should have been more specific, but I mean, in my last reading that I did yesterday, I talked about how Taylor's kind of like doing it to keep up with the status quo. This is like, it's like the Chariot card when it's in the reversal, that's about kind of stagnation. Let me pull a clarifying on that. Stagnation. That's so interesting. I mean, no, when the Four of Cups is in the reversal, that's typically like dissatisfaction. I restructuring, reframing. I think that I don't remember what I fucking said about this album at some point. I think we're gonna get a little bit of everything, but I mean, the main vibe of the album, is it just gonna be the same old stuff? Not same old stuff, that's so fucked up. Do I think she's gonna look Regina? Yes, beautiful, gorgeous. She's always gonna look stunning, but there might be some themes. I mean, she's done so much music. It's not like you can recreate the wheel but so many freaking times, right? I mean, one of my favorite quotes that she says is, I'll never change, but I'll never stay the same either. So I do think that she's gonna have like a come to form meeting. Oh, I wonder if that's her kind of coming back to form with the parasocial relationship. Because if you guys, depending on when you were a Swiftie, like if you became a Swiftie during the Eras Tour, she was kind of like this, I'm not going to call her a robot, but there was no parasocial relationship going on. Her being on that podcast has kind of taken her back to form. So I wonder if it's kind of like a return to form to her, where she is going to be engaging with the fans more. She is going to be kind of engaging with that parasocial relationship. I want her to be careful. But yeah, I think we're going to see, this makes sense, like similar themes. It's funny. I really think this is her way of like really trying to reconnect with the fans in a more personal way. That's so interesting. I was not expecting that. I think you're gonna get a little bit. I think you're gonna get a little bit of this, a little bit of that. A lot of people are referencing "I Can Do It with a Broken Heart," which is from the Tortured Poets department. So it wouldn't shock me if she kind of played on that, like those themes as well. But like I said, she's done it all, and so it would be really hard to kind of create something completely new. But the thing about her is she is able to keep things fresh. She's constantly reinventing the wheel. So, with that Chariot card universal, with that, yes, that could be stagnation. Like, okay, we've heard this song before, but I also just think it's her kind of returning home, because I have like the Four of Wands in my mind's eye. So I think she's going to be more engaged with the fans. I think she's going to make it more like, going to go back to her parasocial relationship. I think she should be careful, but let's pull some cards on that and see where that kind of takes us. So we'll do her relationship with, okay, I say relationship, her relationship from her perspective with her fans during the Eras Tour, currently, like where she's at now and where she wants to head to from her perspective. So basically the past, the present, and the future. But I do think it was leaked. But I still think that this was the plan all along. I just think they had to kind of act quickly. How quickly? I don't know. But I do think it was leaked. I stand by that statement. All right. So past, present, and future with the relationship of her fans. So I'd say past being the Eras Tour. Present. Oh. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, all right, maybe I'm wrong then, because the Five of Wands in the reversal, yeah, this is giving, but daddy, I love him, like conflicts being blown out of proportion, and this is from her perspective, you guys, you have to remember that, not ours. But yeah, that's like, as soon as I pulled that card, looked at that card, that reminds me of Maddie Healy. I think that she's, but why would then, it's like she wants us to love us. It's like she wants us to love her, but out of our bit, but it's, whatever. Seven of Wands is in the upright for now, which is about like, assertiveness. So that's kind of like her trying to, it is, there's a little bit of defensiveness there as well. But again, that's like conflict resolution. But I think it's like assertiveness with her fans. But I just don't understand why she would want a parasocial relationship with her fans if she wants to set boundaries. Interesting. And then the future is the Hermit card in the reversal, which is about loneliness and isolation. Yeah, the Hermit card is like a fear of being alone, but hold on, let me pull a, yeah, I think we are headed towards a more, and I could be wrong and things could change, but I do think, like I said, the past, that's about her kind of, I think that's her kind of dealing, this is from her perspective, her kind of dealing with the whole people butting into her life. But then again, like, you want to go towards more of a parasocial relationship? I don't understand that. The Seven of Wands, that's about like defending yourself, being assertive. Like, I do think she's going to be headed into a more parasocial fans, and you could argue that that's kind of like people pleasing, fan pleasing, but I also think there's going to be a little bit of like assertiveness of, yeah, I don't know. I think she's headed into an era of being more assertive about like the relationship that she has with her fans. It's weird. It's like she wants them to be on her life because like she does, at her core, that's who she is, right? but then it's also this weird dichotomy of like, but don't butt in. You know what I mean? So for the future, I mean, the Hermit card, it's in the reversal. I'm hearing just believe, I'm still bejeweled. Best believe I'm still bejeweled. And then this is the Six of Pentacles. That's like, that's the definition of a relationship, about giving and receiving. I think that's a relationship summed up with fandom, right? The Six of Pentacles. That's about generosity. It's going to be about the giving and receiving. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I think as far as her relationship with her fans, I do see her kind of stepping out more, but I do think she's still going to struggle with it, with that Seven of Wands. I'm just getting very, like, it's like she's going back and forth. I don't understand it. Ugh, I don't know. I would not want to be in this woman's head, let me tell you that. So I guess we can pull a couple more cards for funsies. I'll pull a couple more cards about Travis. I feel like I do a reading about them like every single month. All right. Let's do, as if he's a music person, I don't know, but we'll do, how does he feel about, I'll say, how does he feel about the album? How does he feel about her? And then the relationship in the current state. So how does he feel about the album? How does he feel about her? And then how does he feel about their relationship in his mind, not to the public? So how does he feel about her? Interesting. How does he feel about, sorry, that's about the album. That's about the album. This is about her. And this is about the relationship. Jesus. All right, so the Five of Pentacles is in the reversal for how does he feel about the album. That's interesting. That's about moving away from financial challenges and difficulties. So I really do wonder. I mean, obviously he benefits from having her on the podcast. We know this, right? So if I'm asking how does he feel about the album, I think it was an opportunity for him to kind of just make money. I'm not trying to be a dickhead when I say that. And I'm sure that he bops to whatever, but like, we know he's not sitting there dissecting music like a lot of us do. So, you know, I think he's like, yeah, like, it makes me money, it makes her money, all is well. When I asked how does he feel about her as a person, it's the Hangman in the reversal. Which, this is Neptune. The Hangman is in Neptune in astrology, which is about dreams and illusion, but it's in the reversal, which to me is like a dose of realism. You're not really fighting it's telling you not to fight your current circumstances, even though you want to. So I do wonder if they bicker. I do wonder if he kind of feels pigeonholed. I'd be very curious to see if once he retires, which I do think this is going to be his last year, that's just my opinion. I don't know if he said that or not, but that's my opinion. I do think that he's going to, I'd be curious to see on the relationship, because once he's out of the football scene, I don't know, Taylor Swift can do whatever she wants, but I would just be very curious to see with that Hangman in the reversal. It's kind of like, because that's about feeling eager to start like the next part of your journey, but there's something stopping you. And then right next to it is the Temperance card, which is her. She's a Sag. The relationship, that's about forcing a situation. I mean, we've all been saying this, whatever. People get so mad at me. You hate Travis Kelce. I don't hate Travis Kelce. I'm just telling you what the tarot reads. But yeah, as far as was it leaked, I do think it was leaked. I don't know how much of that matters though. She was going to release this anyway. Just maybe not as soon as we were thinking. You know, was the rollout of the original plan? Yeah, I think she had authority and power over that. The main vibe of the album, I think you're gonna get a lot of I don't want to say recycled like it's a bad thing, but I think you're gonna get, I keep on hearing the quote, I'll never change but I'll never stay the same. So I think you're gonna get Taylor Swift, but it's gonna be a because I have like her era's outfits in my mind's eye where they're not the originals, but they're still really close and really fun and awesome, right? Just like a new vamped version. And I also do think as far as her fandom goes, like she does have this weird thing where she's like, I want to be in control about how you feel about me. I want to control that narrative. But I also want to kind of get back to my roots. So it's very strange. And I would not be shocked if we saw her kind of like do more stuff like the Kelce Brothers podcast. As far as Travis goes, I think that he like this album. He makes some money because it makes her money. Obviously, the podcast. He's not really fighting the relationship right now. I just heard waiting it out, whatever that means. And then the temperance card, it's like kind of for the relationship. Like you're just kind of push, like, because like look at this card. That's about the ebb and flow. Yeah, this is, you guys, this is the, isn't this the song that's apparently about him? Honestly, who are we to fight the alchemy? Like, it's in the reversal. They're it's not balanced. So anyway, if you guys enjoyed that, let me know. It's getting harder to read for her because I feel like her mind is, I'm hearing her song, but I'm in a new hell every time. So that's definitely not a mind that I'd like to be in. So give her grace if you can. All for legend and human purposes only, no facts here. And I'll catch you all the next one.